Hello everyone, it's Jessica and I'm back with another layout for the Bramble Fox design team. So today I'm using the February Fox box, these beautiful paper snips number 33 and stencil number 18, which is this cute little sunburst. So I'm scrapping 3 photos of my sweet baby girl and using the best of days perspective on this layout. So I've pulled out the Boho Sunshine collection by Simple Stories. And I'm going to start by pulling out some dies by Elle Studio. These are some of my favorite dies. I use them over and over again, and I just love them. So I'm pulling out my manual die cutting machine. I'm going to trim down my photos here just a little bit, and then I'm going to create some of these little tags and the little decorative toppers for them and coordinating colors from this collection. I'm trying to stick with little scraps that I already have, but a couple of these papers from the smaller paper pad I do end up cutting down to map my photos with. So I'm cutting those out on my manual die cutting machine off screen here, so you don't have to watch me do that. But I am cutting 3 of them to go behind each photo here, and then I'll cut the decorative topper pieces for them as well. And I really like this yellow. I am digging that shade of yellow. I originally wanted to put it behind all of my photos, ended up just matting this one photo with that pattern because I didn't have enough to put it through behind all of them. But then in the end, it's funny because I actually end up pulling out the large sheet of it, the 12 by 12, and cutting it down to place down in behind everything. So I kind of laughed at myself. And I actually did that a couple times throughout this layout too, because here I pulled out this darker shade of this reddish color. It's like a rust color. It's actually my favorite color of all time. It's definitely my favorite. I wish I had more of that color in my room, like my walls. Oh, I wish I had my walls that color. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Sorry. I love that color, but I didn't want to create a whole tag on the bottom in that color because I felt like it was too overbearing. But it's funny because I pulled that color back in later on and you'll see that. So I'm just matting my photos here with some of those patterns, distressing all the edges of all of those, and then just layering them. So I'm going to stick with a vertical design on this one. It seems to be my go-to lately. And here's my little toppers for all of my tags. I'm just going to adhere those down with some of the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It'll dry clear so I don't have to worry about anything spewing out around the edges or anything, because that's just going to be clear. So no worries, you can be messy with it and it's not going to matter. So I'm just securing that last one there. These 3 photos are of my baby girl whenever we were having a beach day last year, and she was just having a super fun time. I wanted to put a beach bum title at the bottom, but I didn't have anything that said beach bum, and I just couldn't make letters work for this layout. Just like no matter what I tried, it just didn't seem right, or anything that I pulled out seemed too big, and I just didn't want to take away from the title piece itself, so I ended up not putting anything there, and I just ended up using a bunch of these paper snips. So what I did was I cut all of the wordy bits off of the paper snips, and I had used a lot of these on a previous layout, or probably more than one layout, and I am just using all of these little wordy bits here at this point. So I've got them all cut out. I love this little sun hat, and I want to actually make it look like it's sitting on my title piece. So that's why I have it just kind of parked there for now. I'm going to actually pop that up a little bit later with some 3D foam squares, and then I'm trimming out these cute little sunglasses off of the paper snips as well, because I want to use that on that second photo there. I think it's just so sweet. So I'm just looking through and seeing what else I have left out of those paper snips, and I'm gonna pop some wordy bits on these tags. I'm gonna layer this one up a little bit more, so I'm gonna pop a couple more patterns in behind this top one, just to give that top portion a little bit more dimension. And then I'm just tearing up little pieces to just layer behind there. So I like that little fun in the sun. It's a puffy sticker from that collection, so I am going to stick that there at the top. And I'm just going to stagger these little wordy bits from the paper snips and the little sunblock there that I've cut out. I feel like it needs a little flower, so I'm going to add a flower there in a moment. And I'm going to leave that little wordy bit at the bottom. I think it's just super cute because she actually passed out and she was sleeping, and I had to move the umbrella so that she had shade, and it was just fun. So I'm pulling out the stencil here. This is stencil number 18, I believe, and I'm pulling out some distress ink and scattered straw. So I'm just using a blending brush here. We do have some amazing blending brushes in the shop as well that are smaller that actually work a lot better for this, but I'm just using here what I have on hand. So I'm just holding it down with my fingers and just using my blending tool to kind of stagger the rays, make some longer, make some shorter, and just blending that throughout the whole stencil. So I'm using my middle piece, that little round portion, as kind of the anchor point of my middle tag. That's where I want it to set on my layout. So that's going to be kind of where my layout starts from. So then my little sun rays kind of come out from my photos like a good time, and then I'm going to grab a sun and probably pop that in here somewhere a little bit later. I'm going to add some twine through all my tags, and I'm going to start adding all of these little wordy bits and just anchoring those down with my ATG gun. So I've got a lot of things on here that I'm going to add, but I'm just pulling from my paper snips here, and I'm pulling from this collection as well. So I'm going to look through the sticker sheet, see what I can add from that. And I love these little Simple Stories sticker books. I find that I use them and pull from them for so many different things, and they are just one of my favorite things that Simple Stories does with their collections. I love them. So I hope that they never stop doing those, because I love their sticker books. They just have so much in them. So my my little sun hat's going to go there on the left of my Perspex bit there, and I'm just grabbing some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. It's my absolute favorite. I do have a couple that I bought in place of it for whenever I run out of it, but that's my go-to for now while I still have it. So this is a different day. I actually came back to this about 3 days later after I started this. So it's a brand new day. I've got a different shirt on now, you can see. So if you think that looks funny, that's why. But what I've done here is I actually grabbed a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I actually cut it down. I cut a strip and made like a little banner for behind my photos. And I thought, man, that would have looked really cute too, looking at this now. If I would have ran another stencil that looks like that tablet, I think it's called the Office Borders from the shop, along that right side to make it look like a torn paper edge too. But at the time making this layout, I thought I just wanted to get that twine on there and get all my little wordy bits glued down. So I wasn't thinking about doing any more stenciling at this point, but it definitely would have looked really cute. But oh well, I like it how it turns out, so it's fine. So I'm just continuing to add things to my layout. I'm still using my ATG gun. I'm popping up a few of the elements with some foam squares by Thermoweb, and just anchoring down my tags here to my actual background. The gold splatters are definitely dry now, so they're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of stamping here. So I've pulled out this cute little Flamingo stamp set by Tracey, and I am going to pull out these cute little hearts. It looks like little heart confetti, and I'm just going to scatter that around. So I'm using an ink pad by Close to My Heart, and I'm just going to scatter those around my layout, kind of in around that title bit and around my little tags. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just kind of scatter it around your layout. So I'm going to actually grab another stamp set as well here in a moment, because I feel like I want to add a little, kind of like another little sunburst ray or focal point to go around my title piece here. But make sure you remove the backing from your perspectives before you place them down to your layout. I actually broke mine. I broke mine whenever I was going to glue it. I just broke it right apart there, as you can see. But you know what? It worked out just fine, because when you glue it down to your page, you're never going to be able to tell that anyways. So it actually worked out fine. So I'm just taking a couple more of these little foam squares. I found one layer wasn't thick enough to actually put down on my page and be level with my perspectives. So I went ahead and added a second layer of them to make them even thicker. I should have just pulled out some of my 3D foam tape, because it is a little bit thicker, but I wasn't really thinking at the time. So here I've got my little puffy piece there that I'm going to add, but I need to anchor down my photo first and my tag. I forgot to do that one so far. So I went ahead and glued that down to my layout, added my little fun and sun, and then I'm going to add some more little wordy bits up here from what I have left over laying on my desk. And got quite a few left. I can probably still get at least 1 or 2 more layouts out of this one paper snip sheet. So I probably can get at least 4 or 5 layouts out of that one sheet, which is really good. So there's my little sunshine guy that I'm going to add. It's from the sticker sheet from that Boho Sunshine collection. And here's my twine. Basically with my twine, I really wasn't, I didn't have a game plan here whenever I started this. So I just basically grabbed a piece, kind of folded it in half, and then cut it from there. And then I used the 2 pieces just kind of looping it through, not being super careful about it, not being real particular. I don't know if you can hear my baby girl. She's playing with a toy beside me. But she's being good and she's being quiet. So we're not going to complain or say anything about that. So, yeah. So with this twine, I just kind of looped it through my tags and threaded it up through here and just stapled it down on both of the ends. And that's all I did. Super easy and fun. And then my sun here, I'm just going to pop it up with some 3D foam squares as well. And then I will see what else I can add here. I don't want to add a whole lot. I just really like the little flower right there just to enhance that. Kind of felt like that space was a little empty. And I really wanted to add something at the top yet. So I'm going to pull out another puffy sticker and that cute little flat heart I thought was super cute there. It kind of looked like a geotag, but it was a heart. So I thought that was really sweet. And then I'm going to grab this stamp set. This is where I'm going to add like a little burst coming off of my title piece. But I'm just going to pull out my black and do that alongside the title. So that stamp set there is actually by Studio Calico. And then the other one, I think I said before, was by Tracey. And then here I'm just adding a little tab to the top and just stamping my date stamp right on top. I actually messed it up whenever I stamped it a little bit. Didn't stamp my 2 for some reason. So I just went in with a black permanent marker and just filled it back in. It was fine. So here I'm just filling in this little space up top, just adding something. It felt like it needed just a little something up there. So I grabbed that little wordy bit from the paper snips and then I'm just pulling out some of these stitches. These are the faux stitches by Pretty Little Studio. And I just wanted to add a couple of those little stitches throughout my layout. And then I'm adding that cute little puffy flower right there on that right side. And then I'm just cutting more strips of these. So I'm just going to add a couple more of these below my photos. So I'm just going to fill in those extra spaces. So that's it today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Here's the finished layout for you. And feel free to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram as well. And make sure you check back for more videos. Thanks so much for watching and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.